What is going on, my dudes?
Welcome to Work in Progress, the daily video series, where I document my studio practice as a full-time gallery artist while showing you what it takes to get here and stay here along the way. I switched up the sides of the kitchen because I got a comment from my buddy Kellen asking me why my apartment was so sparse, and it made me feel insecure. So I switched sides so you guys could see that I do in fact own things, and I do in fact have things on display. Today, man, I started the day in search of canvas, right? I got some ordered and on the way, but you know, I need to freaking keep painting. So I went to the local shops, a couple in particular, one in particular, and bro, they're not selling canvas by the yard anymore out there. They are only selling the big rolls, and they're selling the blanket, like the folded canvas that's unprimed, right? Now, here's the catch. When I order it from the beautiful Big Duck canvas, 10 yards is about $100, which is, and it's primed, and it's like number 12. So it's thick, it's got a full weave, it's heavy duty, it's double primed, it's ready to go. At the shop, it is like about 160 for 6 yards, and it's like 7 ounce, right? So it's like a sheet of paper. It's like the thickness of a sheet of paper, and yeah, it's pretty whack, bros. So I did not get my canvas from there. I just on principle disagree with those with that pricing structure. So I had to find something else to do today. Fortunately, there's always something to do. And today, what we're gonna do is we're looking at data. So I've, at this point, gotten 42, this will be 43, I think, either 42 or 43, works in progress videos over, you know, the past month and a half or so, or the past 42 days. And I thought it would be a good idea to take a look at what we've done up to this point, take a look inside of YouTube's, what would you call it, the Insights page, and just see what we gather, what's working, what's not working, and how we can move forward, and in what ways, you know, in the most creative ways. So, you know, let's just get that started. I'm going to start a screen recording here. And here we've got our YouTube page, and here are all, you know, some of the videos that I've made. Now, I've got videos from like 2017 and stuff right here, and I'm not really going to go into those. We're gonna start with WIP 1. And so that one had 83 views. It had 100% likes, six likes, which is pretty good. And we had our thumbnail. Now, I think this is probably one of the best performing. I've categorized everything by views now, and the ones that have done the best view-wise are Work in Progress 5. We've had the Brendan Fraser. That one has 35 likes and 10 comments, which is pretty amazing. Probably some of those comments are mine too, so let's not, you know, let's not get too crazy here. So we had that one, and then after that, the Elden Ring. This was a reel, I think. Yeah, this was a short rather. And you know, we won't. I mean, yeah, we can count the shorts, but it's not quite as. It's not really what we're looking at today. And after that, it was how to airbrush photorealism, and it had the other emoji face. Now, looking at what could possibly be behind this, I'm thinking we've got the words well, we've got the images first, right? We've got the Brendan Fraser, and then over to the meme itself, and it's got the similar, you know, the features in the face. So that could be something. It could be, you know, the catchy like thumbnail. We have the title, we have the whatchamacallit, yeah, the little title, and it's cursed cowboy emoji painting, airbrush technique, and then the next one, best performing after that, WIP 13, how to airbrush photorealism, an actual tutorial. Now, I feel like maybe people liked the fact that it's an actual tutorial. I think maybe the fact that it has a how-to in it feels like a pretty, you know, like it could be something. After that, we've got hand-painted prints, WIP 38. And for me, I don't know, it feels like it's a combination of the image being used in the background and the Wojak fella. That one's got 267 views, we've got 3 comments, 8 likes. And the cool thing about it, looking at the data, is it pretty consistently 100% likes. I don't get too much of the dislikes. I do get some of them, but not a whole lot. But it's okay either way, you know. After that, we've got WIP 3 at 233 views, a little intro to painting big. And I think that I'm starting to see maybe some sort of a pattern here in that people like tutorials. Yeah, people like tutorials. We like the how-tos, and we want to specifically learn something. And that was one of the motivations behind why I started with the new title. Because it is partially a vlog style, documentary where the point is to just chronicle or document my own practice for its own sake, so that when I get older, I can go back and watch it, and just have something like that, and just build essentially an extensive library. Now, it's important though, I started to realize the importance of making sure that I embed, whether implicit or explicit, lessons about the studio practice within these videos, right? So just, it's not always like, okay, today I'm going to show you how to be an artist by blah, 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 blah. Sometimes it's like, hey man, look at the trends over time. We get in every day. Not every day is a full painting day. Not every day is a super productive day, but we are in there and we're making a daily effort. And that's a lesson that can be gleaned from just watching these videos. It's nothing that I explicitly say, but it's implied over time. Other things are being flexible when something comes up. I'm trying to show you guys how it is that I work through ideas conceptually, how I come up with things conceptually. I'm trying to show you guys how I come up with things like that, how I conceptualize subject matter, how I respond to it. And this is not just sort of like how to paint, but sort of how to think, not implying that you don't know how to think, but there's different ways of approaching these things and how to, again, just conceptualize that I'm trying to iterate here, I think. And so some of these lessons are not, again, they're just not explicit, but they're implied. And maybe I have to be a little bit more upfront about what those lessons are. Some of the videos had like a takeaway at the end. Today's takeaway is this, and that. So maybe I need to start doing something like that again. Maybe that would be helpful. And as I'm saying these things, also I more than invite you to comment and let me know what you think I can do better to keep you engaged, frankly. Because that's what I want. I want to keep you engaged. I want you to watch these whole videos. I want you to feel like you're learning something. I want you to feel like you're growing. I want you to feel like what I'm doing is attainable, because it is. Because I started off with 0 followers, just like everybody else. I started off with no traction on social media. I'm starting over now with just 200 and something subscribers on YouTube. I'm going back to the beginning. I'm not shying away from a fresh start by any means. Okay, so after this, we can look, let's see, WIP 8, we have 158 with 16 likes. And I think that this one, it was a combination probably of the title and the fact that it was one of the, I had posted this work in progress after a while. And the title and description are kind of funny, painting through hard times. In this episode, of work in progress. My life is falling apart. And that was September 11th, 2023. So just a couple weeks back. And I think, again, it's part of maybe that one was just, again, another sort of implied tutorial where it's like, hey, I'm going through this really hard time, but I'm trying to transmute all of that energy by just getting in the studio and working on things that I love. WIP 26 after that, the Sunday experiment, or the Saturday experiment rather, building a visual language slowly. And again, this is another one of those lessons that's implied, because I'm basically taking you guys through these Saturdays, and they're not linear in any way. It's not like progressive. It's not one Saturday, the next Saturday, the next Saturday. It's like I make some progress on this portrait project, and then I put it away for a couple of weeks, and then I come back to it, and then I put it away for a couple of weeks, and I come back to it. And so you can see how I'm, like the title says, I'm building a visual language in portraiture slowly. And it's easy, I can paint a portrait straight up, but I'm thinking of new things that I want to try. In this case, it was trying to make these very sort of chaotic fields of color somehow come together and make sense. What seems to do pretty good for me are like shorts. I feel like a lot of my shorts do pretty well. Like if we come back up, the tech deck one, that's like 3,700. We've got some of the meme ones, 2,500. So a lot of my shorts seem to do pretty well. Certainly better than the videos. WIP 10. How to paint backlit computer screens. Obviously that's going to be a big attractive one, because it's something that I feel like I'm actually pretty good at. How to airbrush with oil paint, another like pretty straight up how-to, at 138 views. And I think also this was a successful thumbnail. We used like a nice bright pink background. And then we had WIP 4, unboxing and stretching a Tondo circular canvas. Maybe I should go back and redo that title. In fact, I'll do it now. I'm gonna go unboxing and stretching a circular canvas, and then I will delete this second part, and we're just going to leave that, and that's more to the point. Unboxing and stretching a circular canvas emoji painting series. So we'll save that. Good thumbnail. I'm looking nice and yoked, still natty. So we go back here. WIP 5 unedited time lapse, no audio. Okay, that one seemed to have done 96, not too bad. And then we had the Elden meme painting, spawn point. And then here, kind of once we start getting this one, this one actually, do artists hate the series? And this was, kind of at the beginning of this body of work that I'm working on now, and starting to kind of express my very strong opinions on working serially and having a sort of set style. I think that maybe the subject matter for this one very much resonated with people. It had a good amount of likes here. WIP 12 birthday, our car gets towed. Obviously a little bit of drama is going to do good. We had a couple of comments there as well. How to prepare an art show, 94. Again, using the Wojak, little guy, as well as myself in there, just giving myself the soy face. I think that the thumbnail was pretty attractive. We also introduced some of the yellow text, and that was shouts from Kellen, who gave me that idea. And then we've got the Elmo painting, the work in progress 1, which was at 83, not too bad. 6 likes, no comments. We've got WIP 9, pervert. And that one, I've been very much experimenting with the different ways of doing these thumbnails, and so far as I can tell, the yellow does well, whether it be in text or the emojis themselves. Yellow seems to be like an attractive, appealing color. I'm sorry if you guys can hear the train back there, by the way. WIP 19, how to paint detail. I think that one was a good one because it's, again, a pretty straightforward how to paint XYZ. WIP 2, finish painting, signature, and storage. That's how I sign a piece and put it away, which was, I think, also a pretty good one. WIP 15, photographing plus editing artwork. I think the ones, it seems like the ones that have pretty straightforward titles seem to do pretty good. The ones where, and I started doing something different where at a certain point I stopped putting the title as like the name of the painting and started trying to kind of like transcend it a little bit, or maybe speak more specifically to the implied lesson there, right? So how to paint detail, how to prepare an art show. So that's the current sort of series. The sub-series within the WIP series right now is how to prepare an art show. Initially I started calling it solo prep day whatever, but now it's how to prep an art show, because that is the larger lesson here. It's everything that goes into getting ready to have a show, whether it's solo or a group show. It's more or less the same, just the degree of pressure varies. Got the plein air painting in San Antonio. That one was good. We had the nice, outdoor photo and stuff. And then the rest, it kind of, they're kind of in the 60s and 50s. And so there's not too much for me to glean there, and because they're so similar, and the likes are kind of similar. But, I see WIP 14, the hand embellished prints, new drop, ESPN. For some reason, when I said hand painted prints, it seems to have done better than hand embellished prints. So maybe I can go back in. I'll go back in here and put hand painted prints, and we'll save that, and maybe we'll come back and do another thumbnail at some point with that. And then we've got, let's see, what's next? Unit London solo show prep day 9. You see, so that seems to be like because like Unit London, even though I know the gallery, and the people that follow me on Instagram know the gallery, YouTube might not know anything about what that means. So it's unfamiliar language, right? At Unit London, it could be anything. And so how to prep an art show feels like it's got a little bit more resonance than Unit London solo show or solo show prep. Because this way, how to prepare an art show, again, it implies that I am teaching you what goes into this, which is something that I'm very much trying to do. And then the rest, we're in the 60s here, WIP 24, The War of Art, solo show prep day 12, just, so from here, I'm kind of, I feel like I can learn a little bit more from the top ones than, these kind of like lower ones, but I can see that the ones that are performing less, there's no text in the thumbnail. And then because you have to see these at a certain scale in order to realize the narrative of, let's say, like there's a cat in here that's about to be hit with a tennis racket. Using the image as a thumbnail itself kind of doesn't really work because you can't see the fucking cat, bro. So I'm thinking maybe there's a way that I can like highlight the cat, kind of bring it out, make it bigger, try to make it a little bit more obvious. But, that's, again, something that I'm learning as I go. And so, yeah, man, this is just a quick overview of looking at this data, trying to critique myself, trying to see what it is that I can learn from my output at this point. What I can learn for sure is that my memes do very well, and they always kind of do. I've got one on Instagram that's got like 700,000 views or something like that. That one went pretty far, actually. And so my shorts do pretty well consistently, it looks like. If we look here, they've all got like at least 1,000, which is pretty awesome. And then they've got a good amount of likes as well. So not ignoring that very crucial piece of data, I think it's going to be important for me to start taking some time out of my day to extract some shorts from my long form videos. And again, this is where I would love your feedback. So if you have any idea on like any feedback on what you think might look better, what you think might work better with these kind of videos and stuff in terms of reels, what you want to see extracted from it, etc., please let me know in the comments. And we're gonna just keep we're waiting for Canvas to get here. So in the meantime, probably tomorrow Saturday, I'll probably work on some experiment kind of stuff, or we'll finally go plein air painting again. But until then, we're gonna just kind of be working on some smaller stuff, some fun stuff until our canvas gets here, and then we're gonna get right back to it so that we can keep pumping out work for the solo. The good thing is that we are on schedule, we're ahead of schedule, and you know, any pressure that's building is only gonna help me paint better. So that's all good, and I'm all the way up for it. So you guys have a wonderful evening. I love you guys. I appreciate your time and attention, and thank you for your feedback.